Welcome, everybody. My name is Saad Waqas, and I'll be host for today's information session for the Advanced Financial Modeling Certificate. So we're offering this course through ABN Finsights Academy, and I have with me the co-founder and CEO of ABN Finsights Academy, who will share some insights with you in the presentation itself. So the agenda for today's information session is pretty simple. What we will do is we'll quickly go over the company's profile so that all the participants know what ABN Finsights Academy is, what it does, what kind of courses it offers, a little bit about myself, and then we'll go through the objectives and structure of the course, how it's been structured, how many modules does it have, and then I will quickly go over the course outline module-wise, and then we'll have some early bird discounts for participants who register with us in the next 3 to 5 days. So I'll hand over to Izhar Nabi Khan, who is the co-founder and CEO of ABN Finsights Academy, to give you an overview of our company. Izhar?
Yeah. Thank you, Saad. Good evening to everybody in Australia, and good afternoon to the participants who are from UAE and Middle East. ABN Finsights Academy, as we know, is incorporated in Melbourne, Australia, and we believe that we act as a learning and development academy for CFOs and senior financial executives across the globe, including Australia, UK, Middle East, and Singapore. By profession, I'm also a chartered accountant FC from Chartered Accountant Australia and New Zealand. The main purpose of preparing and establishing this company is to provide the executive education to senior financial executives to strengthen their careers. ABN Finsights Academy, we run two different types of programs. One is the public courses, and we have around more than 150 courses internationally and globally. And we have around more than 12 categories, which include corporate finance, financial reporting analysis, investment, and treasury. So it's a very diversified portfolio. And we also run the executive programs for senior financial executives, and we have more than 30 programs in the same line of categories, including the leadership development program. I know today's session is for Saad. He is the host of the whole session. But I would highly recommend you and all the participants to please visit the website and apply for the executive membership for all the courses, because on the website you may find out the ABN Insights micro running program, then expert talk, and different types of financial fraternity, interesting topics. Thank you very much. Over to you, Saad, please.
Thank you, Zach. So a little bit about myself. I've started my career with the KPMG's financial advisory back in 2006. And over the past 14 years, I've been doing a lot of corporate finance advisory work throughout my career. During this course, I've completed the CFA program. I was lucky enough to be trained with the KPMG's Center of Excellence for Financial Modeling that is based in Singapore. So I have been trained to do financial modeling work, and I have been trained to deliver financial modeling training as well. So rest assured, you are in good hands when it comes to this training. I spent almost 10 years in the Middle East, and since 2017, I'm based in Melbourne, and I'm working for high-ticket projects, doing a lot of financial feasibility, project evaluation, and financial modeling work. So if the participants are interested, they can link with me, and I put my LinkedIn profile in the presentation. So who are we targeting in terms of this training? And what are the objectives and structure? So essentially, I'm looking for people who have some information, some experience working with Microsoft Excel, and they work with financial statements. So they have basic understanding of how the financial statements are structured. So a lot of people these days are doing a lot of financial modeling, financial statement analysis, and preparation of financial model, but they don't have an understanding of how to build these models in a systematic and disciplined way. So the key objective of this course is to take that basic understanding that someone might have, a participant might have, to develop financial models that are work and easy to review. A lot of people think that financial modeling is basically coming up with very complicated formulas that are long, and it is something that requires a lot of training. Financial modeling is, in fact, quite the opposite. It's basically working or constructing set of analyses and very simple steps and simple formula. And a lot of examples in my career where I've encountered people complicating financial analysis because they don't know how to use the correct formula. They will use 10 steps when they can use a simple formula that can do the task in one step that is easy to review. So a lot of financial models that I've seen, especially in Australia and some times in Middle East as well, is that a lot of financial models are based on just cash flow, cash in and cash out. People are reluctant to make the three statements financial models, which is integrated income statement, balance sheet, and cash flows, when it's not very difficult. And a lot of projects these days do not conduct the sensitivity and scenario analysis, which doesn't bring out the robustness in the decision-making process. So the key objectives of this course is to work on all of these issues and to upskill the participants in these areas. Now, how I've structured this course is we've broken down the entire course into 8 modules of 2.5 hours each. These are not recorded lessons. These will be live lessons where I'll provide the participants all the hand-holding, and I'll guide them through each and every single process in developing and mastering the skills. We have chosen Saturdays and Sundays for delivery of this program. It will be a convenient evening time slot. It will be 6:30 to 9 Melbourne time in November 2020. So it will be all the weekends of November 2020. How it will work is we will send the materials to the participants before each training module. And after the module is finished, I will share with the participants all the PowerPoints and the Excel solutions as well. And for the participants to learn the process and learn the formula to a better extent, we have made a lot of home exercises. So there'll be exercises that you can take home, and then you can do extra practice. Let's go over the module-wise outline. So the first module is basically helping the participant be familiar with the Excel's functionality and learn some basic referencing in Excel and understanding and creating a best practice financial model template. So every financial model that we will build is based on a best practice financial model template. It will create so much easiness for you to navigate through the model if you structure it properly. In module 2, what we will do is we'll use that financial model template and do some basic calculations. The financial models use a lot of flags and indexations. We'll go through what are the control accounts for financing, depreciation, and work with some funding calculations. And I'll also share with you some of the characteristics that define a good model. So over the years, I've looked at and reviewed a number of financial models, and I've come across some of the bad practices that sort of complicate financial models. So I'll tell you how to avoid these mistakes. By module 3, we'll go into advanced financial model techniques. So we'll learn through how to use data validation and conditional formatting to drive some of the calculations, and we'll work through some of the complicated formula that can bring a lot of functionality and auditability into your financial model. By module 4, the participants will have all the skills that is needed to work on a pre-populated financial model. By pre-populated, what I mean is I will give you the structure of the financial model, and I'll give you a case study, and then in the module we'll go through how you can add the assumptions, where to do the calculations, and I have an example for you right now. So I'll switch over to the case study that we have developed. This is a sample case study for session 4. It is basically a fictitious company, Orange Mobile, that sells mobile phones. So it has some data about the operations of the company, how many units it will sell, what are the costs per unit, etc., etc. Now we'll use this this case study to populate this Excel sheet. So in this session, I'll tell you how to structure the timing of the financial model, what are the static assumptions that don't change with time, and there will be certain assumptions that are very time-based. Using this set of inputs, we'll do all the necessary calculations that are needed to prepare the 3 financial statements. Once the calculations are done, they will be flowing through the income statement, balance sheet, and cash flow, and all of these will be integrated. So coming back to the presentation, so this is by module 4, the participants will be able to link a pre-populated financial model. In module 5 and 6, we'll basically improve upon our financial modeling techniques with some of the other formulae that bring so much functionality, and it will help you in different kind of analysis. A lot of financial models these days are running Monte Carlo simulations, and so using the RAND and RAND between functions, I'll tell you how to easily calculate or structure a financial model to adapt to Monte Carlo simulations. By module 7 and 8, I'll have a detailed case study. So these detailed case studies will work on a 3-statement financial model, and the participants will develop this from scratch. So in module 4, I will provide a pre-populated template, but in this stage, I believe the participants will have all the skills that they can use an empty Excel sheet, and they can work through each of the items. They can set up a project's cost and construction. They can work through the financing and calculate the numbers for debt and equity and interest, work through depreciations, and all the way up to determining the IRR and feasibility of the project and run sensitivity analysis. Now, what is the price point for this course? We understand that a lot of people in COVID situation right now want to upskill themselves, but they don't have the financial resources. So we're offering this course at a very reasonable price of $300 Australian dollars per registration. However, if you register by 25th of October, we're offering a 30% course fee reduction. So that will be 210. Or if you register by 30th of October, that will be a 20% course fee reduction. In any case, if you register with us, you will get free membership for the entire year to AB in Finsights Academy. We'll give you 10% course fee reduction for any courses that you attend during your membership period. And there's also another course that I'm developing on business valuation. So if you register with us for this course, you'll get a 30% discount on that. So I'm open to questions that you might have. If you can pop those questions into the chat box, I'll be happy to answer them.
Hello, Saad. Let me start from myself. I have a question because I know lots of finance people, they might be interested also, but let's take the luxury to start from my side first. You
Sure.
mentioned the brochure regarding the business valuation. So, what kind of business valuation techniques and things you are planning to cover in that program, please?
Well, the good thing is uh, we will cover the CFA curriculum. So the CFA Level 2 is all focused around business valuation using 3 different techniques.
Yep.
So we'll go over the discounted cash flow valuation. We'll go through the comparable transactions and comparable, and we'll find the multiples for comparable companies. And then we'll also go through the residual income valuation for companies as well. So that existing companies that, so there's 2 ways that we can look at the valuation for the companies. One is for the DCF and one is the residual income. And we'll see how we can come to a conclusion regarding the valuation by averaging or looking at outside, looking at the looking at the averages and looking at the sector-wise multiples as well.
Okay, fine. Fair enough. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
Izhar, you may be able to answer this question from Rajesh. He's asking, is this course NASFA certified for CPE credits?
Yeah, it's a very interesting question because the reason being a chartered accountant or being the CPA or CNG or the CPDs, right? As far as this organization is concerned, this organization is registered in the CPD UK, which is an independent body which recognizes all our certificate, all of our training material as a CPD compliant. So I'm not sure about which specific certification authority body is referring to, but as far as a CPD is concerned, yes, once the course is gonna finished, there will be a certification programs, which is mentioned there in the brochure also. Okay, you might have to have 100% or 80-90% attendance, plus you have to pass on the basic requirement of the course, which Saad explained module wise, and then after that one, you're gonna get the certificate which will be signed by the trainer and the organization, and which you can claim and you can go back to your any organization where you want to apply for the CPD compliant. Thanks, Rajesh, to asking this question.
So there's a question from Mohammed Awais. Says he's non-financial person and has to do financial modeling as part of proposition. How this course might help me develop my skills? Well, it will definitely help if you have some financial knowledge. But then we have the way I have written this training is that I'm drawing analogies with real life solution. So the control account, let's suppose, can easily be related to your salary situation. So every month you have a salary from which you have to give it, you do your expenses. So your income that you get might be, we can draw the analogy of your monthly income, the salary that you get, to revenues from a company. Your expenses that you pay for rent and all, other your expenses can be, the analogy can be drawn with corporate expenses. So let's look at the control account as your bank account. So at the start of the month, you have certain amount. Let's suppose you have $100 in your account. You get $100 of income. You have $200 to spend, out of which you spend $50 on expenses. At the end of the month, you have $150 left. So the same analogy can be drawn to control accounts. It's opening balance plus additions, less deductions, and you have the closing balance. So if you want to join, we'll make sure to tweak those. The other thing I want to mention in this is in session 4, we are developing a financial model for a manufacturing company. So session 4 is basically a fictitious company, manufacturing company versus a construction project. So there's a question from Muhammad Ali. Says, for the benefit of audience, can you please elaborate how relevant is this course in current business and economic environment? Well, a lot of people want to upskill. There are a lot of redundancies in the job market. A lot of people are looking at alternative ways and alternative. A lot of people might want to change careers. So, having a good skill like financial modeling will not only help you, gain access to, let's say, the finance jobs. If you are an engineer who works on non-financial parameters, but still needs to use Excel in the course of your analyses or calculations, this course will definitely help you navigate through your requirements as well. So you don't necessarily have to be a finance person to benefit from this course. It is equally applicable to other fields as well. For example, I have previously given this training to a group of doctors who wanted to look at their patient profiles and do some analysis around the age groups and the kind of patients they're getting from different income segments and from different geographical locations. So if you have an understanding of how to use Excel and you have an understanding of the basic formula and to do a multi-period analysis, you can use it in any other field. Well, I believe there are no more questions, Izhar. So we can conclude this session if you like.
Yeah, I think we can conclude it, and if you can take it up any other question, if the participant might have it, then we can wrap up this session. And I would like to thank you everybody from my side.
Thank you very much, everyone. If you have any questions, just drop us an email at ABN Finsights Academy email address, and we'll be happy to answer.